Hi, welcome to Christy's Stampin' Spot. I'm Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. I have a super cute, sweet card for you guys today using the Bird's Eye View stamp set. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me turn you guys down. Oh, awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do this super cute, sweet, easy fun fold. It's really easy to do, easy to kind of, if you're sick of just doing the regular book fold, this is just jazzes it up just a tiny bit. And I'm going to use this super cute owl that's from the Bird's Eye View. I love this stamp set. It's so much fun to color. And I really love coloring this stamp set. I have a thing at the end I'll show you guys that I did as well, where I just was coloring all over the place. Love, love, love. So the Bird's Eye View is an annual catalog stamp set, and you can find it on, let's see, of course, in my online store, but you can also find it in your annual catalog on page 48. Now, it's just an image set, so I'm actually adding the online exclusive Irresistible Blooms, which I love. So you can only get this one online. It is still available. The Irresistible Blooms, it actually has its own suite. This designer series paper that goes with this is absolutely gorgeous. And I love these blooms, but I do also love these sentiments. So this is the hello that I'm going to be using, and also the I couldn't be happier to have you as my friends is the sentiments I'm going to use for today's card. Also, I'm going to be using the delightfully eclectic designer series paper pack, and that is on page 128 or 129 of the annual catalog. Down here on the bottom, it's this huge pack of paper. You get it's 48 sheets of 12 by 12. So for $30, it is a huge pack. But that 4 sheets is awesome, especially if you're going to do fun folds or if you're making multiples of cards. This great pack is huge, and I just love this one sheet. I mean, there's several sheets on here that I love, but I love this, the one that we're going to use today. It is definitely one of my favorites. Glasses driving me nuts. My hair is still a little damp, and so now I have that little bit of fog on my glasses. Okay, there we go. Now I can see. Okay, so yeah, so I love this pack of paper. It's a great pack of paper. I actually had to split mine in half because it's so huge to put it in 2 different paper holders. And then we're also going to be using the scalloped. The scallop contour dies. So I've already cut them out, but I love these. If you don't have the, they're on page 166 at the top. They actually coordinate with the collar and contour stamp set, which is on page 25. But I love these set of scalloped rectangles. I use them all the time. I love them. They're so fabulous. Like they're one of the ones between these ones, I think, and the stylish shapes. I think I use them so much. They're fabulous. And like I said, you can buy them in my online store, or you can find them in your catalog on page 166. Okay, so let's put this away. And yeah, this is a huge. It's a huge pack of paper. It's gorgeous, and this is the sheet that we're going to be using today. I love it so much. It is a beautiful sheet. I love even the bubble bath stripes on the back. It's so pretty. I love the bubble bath. So pretty with the old olive. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna need is I have all of my things right here. Set these aside. All right. Get all my little pieces out. So I have them. Okay. So we're gonna start with a piece of old olive, and it is half of the 8.5 by 11. So it's a 5.5 by 8.5, and I've already scored it at the 4 1/4. we're actually going to cut off a piece of this paper on this card front. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And then, like I said, I needed some, we're going to need a panel of that beautiful designer series paper, the Delectably Eclectic. And this is at 4 and 5 1/4. And I'll have all these measurements, again, will be on my website and blog post later. We need an old olive stitch scalloped shape, and we need a matching basic white one, as well as a small basic white stitch shape. And the contour dies are fabulous because they do really well layer together, because we're going to layer this one right on top again of this old olive one, just like that. And sometimes, depending on if you have some problems getting your cardstock out, I have on occasion, and then I've used some pieces of wax paper. So, and I just leave them in here. So you actually would put the wax paper between your cardstock and your die when you run it through, and that just helps it ease to get it out, so you don't actually, sometimes with the stitched pieces, they can be really grabby to your paper and you don't want to tear it. So that's just one tip. You use some wax paper in between. Any problems getting that, getting those stitched shapes out? Love. And then we're going to need another piece of the panel, and this one is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4, and that's actually going to go on the front where we're going to cut off right here. And then I do a strip on the back. Your card's never done until you've done something on the back. I don't like to be naked. I was naked. So after you've gathered all your supplies, I'm going to show you how to cut this. You get out your trimmer, and we already know where we've already scored, so we know that this is going to be our book fold right here. And I'm going to have this be my front. So I'm just going to cut off a little bit. So how I'm going to do that is, this is the center, right? And I know that I want it to be at 2 1/8, which is half of the 4 1/4, right? So 2 1/8. And then I'm just going to cut that off just like that. And then you can save this piece of cardstock for another project. Scrap, and that's it. Get out my bone folder. There we go. So that is going to be our card base, just like that. Okay, so then we're going to add our pieces of designer series paper. We're going to have the bigger piece, the 4 by 5 1/4, is going to go on the inside, and then I'm just going to glue the little 1 7/8 by 5 1/4 on the front panel. I'm just going to use some glue. I have like all my glue is like just about out. I just don't want to throw it away. I want to make sure I get all the glue I possibly can get out of these. I love this designer series paper. So it is so pretty. It is a great pack of paper. I just love these. I mean, I know it's August, so I think we're starting to feel like, oh, maybe we should start doing fall, but it is full on hot summer here in Southern Arizona. It was like 102 over the weekend, and it was like 100 degrees on Sunday, and then Monday, luckily, it was probably about 10 degrees cooler. So finally, it was starting to get, in the mid 90s. But oh my goodness, and we had a fabulous rainstorm. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we'll get some more. We need some more. All right, so then I'm going to put this panel on. I just have to be very careful. So this last week, I actually we had to use my swamp cooler because our air conditioner went on the fritz and we were waiting on parts. So luckily, we did get that fixed. Man, there's still so much moisture in the air. I find that I have to be very careful where I put my glue, that I don't be too quick on it, because sometimes you can move your the designer series paper kind of slides a little bit. and you don't want to like slide it and then not realize it, and it's completely askew. Okay, so now the next part is going to be a little bit tricky. So after we've got our panels on, we're going to attach our um, old olive in the front. So we're going to want to put that in the middle, just like that. And then we're going to want to put our a basic white in the middle. So I think when I made this one, I always do it different every single time. I shouldn't, but I do. I'm going to go ahead and put this one down right here in the middle, just like this. So I know where I want it to go, right? So before I do that, I always encourage, if you're going to put a piece of inside piece in, to do your stamping first on it in case you mess up, and then you don't have to like ruin your whole your project. You've just got to, you know, die cut another piece. So I'm actually going to use on the inside. I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. So I've already got that on my block, and I'm going to stamp that in old olive up at the top. Now the other pieces that I do for this, I'm going to do fussy cut and um, glue in. So see, I add some pieces in the inside, but I don't need to have that on there before. I can totally do that after I've got it into my card. I'm using this glue. So go ahead, let's make sure I'm on here. You guys can see. I'm just going to add some glue on here. Get on there centered. And this will just make it easier for me to, when you do it like this, it is easier because what I'm going to show you is when we add our Stampin' Dimensionals, and take some Stampin' Dimensionals out. We know where our white is. So we want to make sure when we put in our piece of old olive that we cover up our piece of basic white, right? So that it's covered. So you want it to be completely on top. So I want to add a few dimensionals here, and then I'm going to add some on the end on this side. So I know that this is where I want that to go. So I'm just putting those in just like that. And then on this side, I'm going to make this be that side. I know I want to put some right there and put one in the middle, just like that. Okay. Now let me make sure I didn't just put that one in the middle, put the wrong, put that one too much. I might have just a tiny bit. All right. So then I'm going to take off these and then take these off. And then I'm going to, since there's no adhesive on this side, I can lay it down to make sure I've got it right on top. And then lay it down and push it down. And there you go. Now we know we've got it covered. Now it covers our white. Isn't that cool? Works fabulous. Awesome, awesome. Okay, now let's make our front, right? Okay, so that one we're going to stamp. And at first we're going to do our hello. Again, this is the hello from the Irresistible Blooms. And I'm going to stamp that in the old olive again. Some of these little dimensionals, man, they're everywhere. I track them everywhere. They get totally everywhere. So, I didn't even check to make sure. So hopefully everything is going on. I can't really see my comments using this system. So if you could leave a comment, I love to hear from you guys. I will make sure to get on and answer any questions you have. Comments. Love comments. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the hello right here in the top, in the middle. Just like that. I just love how well these stamp. so pretty. And then I'm, of course, using my simple chamois. It's right up here on the top. And I've cut mine in half. Use that little platform my hubby made for me. Let me go ahead and close this. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is get some scrap paper. And I'm going to stamp my owl. So you can see, so I've stamped the hello onto my little piece, but the little owl, I'm going to fussy cut. There is no, unfortunately, there's no dies for this set, but oh, I love, oh, I've already put it on the block. It's right here on the block. And I'm actually using I'm going to use some pecan pie. And I'm going to color with the pecan pie, which I really am loving the pecan pie. It's so pretty. And the bubble bath and crumb cake. So a little light crumb cake. So I'm going to stamp the body in the pecan pie. And I like to want to use birds or animals. Or if I just want to soften my image, I like to stamp in my classic ink. Usually when you stamp and you're going to color with your Stampin' Blends, it's best to use Memento ink because it is the alcohol markers and water-based, they will bleed through. So you can get this to it'll bleed a little bit, especially if you use the color lifter on it. You can really make it fuzzy when you use this. When you use the Memento, it doesn't. It keeps the images really crisp. But as I like it to be a little bit more watercolor and fuzzy, I really like coloring using my classic ink pad. So go ahead. So like I said, I'm gonna fuzzy cut this one out so it doesn't matter exactly where he goes. Go. I got to clean them off right away. Let's close my ink. Okay, so let's color. Let me kind of zoom in a little bit. You can see how I color. So this one I'm actually going to do a lot of blending, and by laying down, I'm going to start with my dark, and then I'm going to add with the actual light pecan pie. It's kind of my dark color, and then I'm going to blend it in with my crumb cake. But the crumb cake I'm going to have to I use a lot of ink. So in this one I'm going to really blend, so it's going to be a lot. It's going to take a lot of ink. Okay, so first let me add a little bit of the dark bubble bath. His little beak, eyes. And then I'm going to take my the light pecan pie. I'm going to use the bullet point end. And I'm just going to kind of go over like where the lines are from the image. I mean, Stampin' Up! Does a great job when they design these stamps that give you really great places for the shading. And you know, kind of like how I like the color to be. So I'm going to add some of this to his wings. Like I said, I'm going to lay down a lot of the crumb cake and really move the ink around. Right, I'm going to really move the ink around with my light crumb cake. So let me show you. So first, I'm going to get out my. I need the bullet point. And so I'm going to start at where they touch and then blend out. So I'm going to go over that and then blend it. And as you can see, right, it really does move away the harsh color, but the shading is still there, right? Like there's no line anymore. That's really, so it's a lot of ink though. So when you're doing this, you have to make sure you have like something on your surface because it will bleed through, especially when you use a lot of ink. If you were doing this on an envelope, I would definitely use like a little piece of paper in the middle to make sure it didn't bleed through all the way through on your envelope. Or it's one of the reasons why I like to color like this. So, and if you're gonna stamp like on only a single piece, and it's one of the reasons why I love to add layers, because the layers will hide the coloring if you start to color on stuff after the fact. So I'm just gonna go. I'm adding that in all the way around. I'm not adding, I'm gonna leave a little bit of the space. See, I have a little bit of space that's white. And then I'm gonna go back with the light bubble bath. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit. I'm using the brush tip, just adding a little bit of the pink in some of the white places. You can be more strategic. I just kind of like to add a little bit of the pink. It's pretty. Pink's pretty. I love this bubble bath. Um, I know I love Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock, but I have to say of the new colors, I think bubble bath might be my favorite. It's so pretty. Although I love the pumpkin pie, which or pecan pie, which we're using now. Um, I hope I said pecan pie before, not pumpkin pie. Now that I've said that out loud, I'm like, oh no, did I say the wrong thing? Okay, so then I'm gonna go back over and reblend it. And I just love the way if you go over the other Stampin' Blends, right, it changes the color a little bit, it blends it a little bit more. Get away from all the little harsh lines, but it kind of gives it like this watercolor, which I really love. Kind of look to it, so it's not really not harsh or exact. It's just so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay, there you go. So I just added like a lot of now you can barely see the pink. You can barely see the pink on there, but when I add it to the thing with all the pink on it, then the pink will really start to stand out after you get it on your paper. Okay, so now let's go ahead and fussy cut this out. My paper snips. I did see one before I came on that paper snips are currently unavailable, but they will be back. It looks like I can't remember exactly when they'll be back. I was thinking they were going to be back like mid August. Maybe it was September. I'll have to look and see. Now that I thought about it twice, I don't remember. I was going on to see. They're saying how anything else is going. I was actually checking my pre-order. So when I made my pre-order last week, it was at 11:30 at night. Right, we're an hour ahead of Mountain Time, so I was able to order at 11 o'clock, so we could start ordering for the new September to December 2023 mini catalog or holiday catalog. And I had everything ready and I was all ready to go. And it wasn't until after I hit submit that I forgot to change. So the very beginning in how we order, you can change whether you want the shipping to be expedited. And I usually want to at least get the 2 day because I hate waiting. It's horrible to wait. I totally forgot. Totally forgot to change the shipping. And they're coming tomorrow. So I'm actually going to get my catalogs and my pre-order, which I'm very excited. So when I get that, I'll be sure to go on. I'll probably go on Facebook and show you guys. That'll probably be a Thursday morning because my UPS usually comes pretty late on Wednesday. So go. So you can also, oh, I guess I will. I can do cut. You don't have to cut it so quick, so tight, but I do. I fussy cut when I'm fussy cutting. I just fussy cut. And this card does take a little bit of fussy cutting because we fussy cut out our owl, but I also do all of our leaves. Now, luckily, I didn't want to have you guys watch me do like 1,000 leaves, so I actually cut a bunch. I stamped and cut a bunch, but I'll show you how I did it. I cut a bunch out, so you guys don't have to watch me do it. I'll show you the card that I made when I was thinking about showing you guys, and then how much time it took. Oh my goodness! I'm gonna stamp the leaves to go behind my owl with the old olive, and this is the leaves that are in this bird's eye view stamp set. So what I did was I just would stamp it and then I would stamp it again. So you would get the two-tone stamping, right? So I did a bunch of these, and I just used a bunch of my scrap, and I again colored a ton, and then I used my light um, uh, Old Olive Stamp and Blend to color these. So I'll show you. I colored them. These ones don't take that much shading or anything. And then just go over it, make it a little bit darker on the bottom, right, to give it a little bit of dimension. I don't even use the dark Old Olive. This is just with the light Old Olive. And then I'm going to do lighter ones. With light olive. Get that nice color. Nice. And then, well, I guess I didn't add that much more. Like I said, add just a little bit in just adding a little bit. Now it will dry a little bit, but just going over it only on the bottom so it's uneven just gives it a little bit more dimension. As I'm going to then fussy cut these out. So yeah, I do love to fussy cut and color. So this bird's eye view is perfect, which is why I made these cards. And so I just went ahead and I cut a bunch of these out, right? I just fussy cut out a ton. And I usually do this when I'm watching TV or listening to an audiobook. I really like a series by Ben Ivanovich that's the Rivers of London that my close friends said I was going to love the chap that does, and I can never say his name right. That's the narrator for it, and he is fabulous. He really is. She totally knows me so well. Knew I would love him, and I totally do. Okay, so that's gonna go. So this is gonna go in the front. So I am going to build this. As you see, I'm gonna build it over here on the side. Now you could stamp the image, the stamp these to kind of give you a place to go, but I'm just going to use my glue dots and a bunch of these little build like a little bush of leaves. I don't know if I'll go as crazy as I did there, but start out because I know I want him to go here. So I'm just going to build it with the glue dots. And these leaves, I do love them. So fun. I guess it's kind of like a puzzle. Putting these together. And they look a little bit different every time that you do them. Then I'm going to get some of the lighter ones. Oops. I'm going to throw it on the floor. And then the take a pick tool really becomes helpful when I drop them on the floor. Oops, this one's a dark one, not a light one. Turn it over. Okay, let's see. Turn them over my pieces. Here's the light one. But that's the two-step. So it's really easy to cut. The hardest part, I guess, would be all of the fussy cutting, which I actually love. But if you don't like fussy cutting, like I said, you could stamp the image and just not have it as many little pieces everywhere. I just go like really crazy. I love the way it looks. They're so much fun. Okay, so let's see. So now I've got my little guy. All right, so let's add just a few more on there to fill it out. Let's see. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, there you go. That's all I need. And then I'm going to take the designer series paper and I'm going to cut out some of these little flowers. and tuck them around, and it's okay. You don't have to be as careful with these. I love this bubble bath flowers. They're so cute. From the designer series paper. And I'm just going to tuck them into my the foliage, the little leaf bush behind the bird that I've just created. Again with a glue dot. I do use a lot of glue dots in this. I love our glue dots. And what I also love about the glue dots is it kind of gives it a little bit of dimension. And speaking of dimension, let me add my dimensionals to my little owl. Okay. So I haven't taken off the sticky part yet because I'm still building this. Oh, he's so cute. Okay. So now I need to fussy cut another flower. Let's see, I just keep my scrap. So like this one here is like half of a flower, and that'll work, right? I'm just gonna cut that on the end there out. Oh no, I just cut my other page, didn't I? I did. I just cut up my strip for the back. I'll have to cut another one. That is the only downside when you're fussy cutting. Make sure you don't fussy cut your other panels that you need. So go ahead. And see a little bit too much white on this side. Go. Hold my tongue just right, stick it in there. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to just take off the sticky finally on my owl. And we're going to go ahead and put that down. Just like that. Okay. And then, wow, I totally did that, didn't I? Let's see. Okay. So I don't think I have to cut another one. I can just put that one on the back. I just took off the piece that I cut, and that'll be fine on the back. There's nothing says it has to be the 4 across, right? Okay. So I do need one. I do want one more flower on here. Here is a little one right here. So I'm gonna just use my. So I keep all my scraps. As you can tell, I use all my scraps, especially these flower ones. I was like, oh, there was that one designer series paper that we had. Oh my gosh, it's probably like 4 years now, 3 or 4 years now. That was like had these peach blossoms in them. That it went with that set that we had. That was like a the Paris. I think actually the peach blossom set is actually on clearance in French. Anyway, I love that. They had those little flowers in that designer series paper though. I think I fussy cut out entire sheets of tiny flowers like that because I loved it so much. Okay, so there you go. Look how pretty that is. Oh, I love it so much. And then we're going to add some sequins. And I love these sequins. These are the adhesive back sequence trio. So it's got the pink and the pretty peacock, and it has white. We're going to use that pink. I will need my take a pick tool. I'm just going to add these in here randomly. Just going to add 2 of these little sequins in here. Kind of give it some shine. Where do I want to put this one? Where did I put the other 2? Let me look. Oh, okay, so let's tuck it down. So one of the things I do like about glue dots is that, unlike glue, you can always stick things underneath, just like that. Awesome! Can you see that? How I tucked it? So it's stuck. Then I tucked it underneath the leaf just a little bit. to kind of give it not, the full amount. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to just glue this down to the front of my page. Let me unzoom it just a little. Okay. Get out my glue. I do love fussy cutting. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't been over and looked at the clearance, I know we have Halloween is coming. There's a couple of the really awesome Halloween sets we had from the past, as well as that like one of the harvest sets. It has a gorgeous pumpkin. I love that set. Is over there on the clearance rack, as well as like the witches hats, and those are so easy to fussy cut out. Those hats, they're so cute. Um, on there. Love the Halloween stuff. Plus the Yeti is still there. So if you guys don't have that Yeti in your collection, he is so totes adorbs. Um, and the dies are still there as well. So you can get the Yeti and his dies. There we go. Look at that. Oh! Now we just need to finish off by adding a little bit right here on the front. And again, I have like all of these fabulous leaves, and I'll probably put them in like a little, I'll put it in a little Ziploc bag, and I'll keep these because I'm sure I will again make these leaves. And I can actually, I might put them in, we sell these clear envelopes. And I will sometimes put, like sometimes I put our, like designer series paper in them as well as our cards. But I will also put these little pieces in it, and I'll actually put it in with my stamp set so that when I'm using it again and I want to use these leaves, and I usually will put maybe a post-it on there that says I used Old Olive so that I know that that's what I used was Old Olive. Um, Although I usually have my little thing that shows me what color. I have that, that one's a dark. See, I need a nice little light one. It's dark. There we go. Another. Wait, no, that is dark too. Well, it's lighter than that other one. That's why. Pretty. Oh, I just love it. And the when you're not doing it so the solid, when you let it dry with different shades where you're not like um, using the brush to go completely like to cover it all. It gives it all these little the color dries and it's not smooth. It has all that added texture and it just looks so cool. Like I love it so much. Very that okay. So now we need another little flower and don't cut up your other piece. But for your back, put that way. But let me cut. Let me see if there's any other little pieces on here that I'll cut. Oh, I think I'm just gonna get that piece right there. And this one I am going to get one that's kind of full. That's an actual, that shows the whole flower because I'm going to put it right on top of the leaves at the transition. So I'm not going to be tucking it under. I'm going to be tucking the leaves under it. So I want to make sure I get this one full. I do love these paper snips because they I'm able to get down here in these little corners. I mean, it's just a great size. I do love our paper snips. I have multiple pairs. This is one of my sharp pairs. I have one other. It's got the red on it. I have a couple of other ones that are not sharp. They have different ribbon on it. So I'll know not to try to cut that, be that quick with the quick, to try to snip so close. And I usually use it for ribbon or other things I don't mind. Did I wash this off? I did. Make sure I get that nice and clean. Okay, so then here is some Wink of Stella. So add a little bit of Wink to my flower on the inside because, of course, I also want to add a little of sequins. I love these pink sequins. They're so pretty. There we go. And there, isn't that sweet? So pretty. Okay, so I also want to add some wink to my owl on the front. And so I do this because I added more alcohol to my Wink of Stella because it was at the end. And sometimes then it just like rushes out. So this makes sure that I don't have like too much wink so I don't like it doesn't blob onto my image because I don't want like a huge amount. Like I don't want it to go all blobby. So that's what I do with this. It helps me relegate relegate, regulate how much um, wink I have on the tip of my brush so that I don't accidentally go bloop and have a big blob on there. Okay, so now while that's drying, let's do the back. And again, I like this to be at 4, but now it's a little bit shorter than that because I cut that flower right off the edge. I can't believe I did that. Very silly, but that's right. Go ahead and but still it looks pretty good. I just love this paper. So pretty. Okay. And then of course it's not done until you add all the things on the back. So I like to add what I put on the inside onto the back of my card. So I'm going to need my old olive ink again. Let's see, where did I put that ink? I'll put all these little pieces back. Okay. I'm going to add that to the back of my card. Top. Just like that. And then I, of course, love the copyright. The card's not done until I've added my Stampin' Up! Copyright. Or if you have your own handmade at the back, but I like to add the Stampin' Up! Copyright because then I'm compliant with the angel policy. And it's a Stampin' Up! Card. I love it. And then this is the one that I got. This Stampin' Up! Copyright is actually from, it's in the annual catalog. It's stamped with love, which is actually a really lovely stamp set. It's like an old-fashioned mailbox. It's very nice. I like it so much. Okay, there we go. So I think on this one, did I color? Oh, I did. All right, let's see. So you can color a owl, and I'll do that. We'll do that really quick. I'm going to again use the pecan pie. This is the little owl. There's so many sizes of owls in here. It's so cute. Going in different directions. I'm just going to put the little owl. And now he looks really great, just like that. So I was going to show you guys. You don't need to go like crazy color him. I'll add a little bit to of the dark pink to his little beak. And it really won't matter if we didn't have like an inside piece. So if like this was a white card, and I didn't have an extra piece on the inside, it would totally, if you stamp on the back and then color it, it would totally show on the other side. But because I've got 2 panels, it won't do that. But so here you can see what it looks like colored because it's different on the green, right? So you're not going to get that brown or that pink, even though I colored it the same as I did in the front. No amount of, if you add too much ink to this, you'll just pill it. And then here it is without. So it doesn't look that different, but it's nice, right? Oh, I love that little bird. He's so cute. There you go. So muy bien. That is all for this card. And that is just a super nice, quick little fun fold. It gives it a little bit different interest. I do love all of that greenery. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I just love it so much. These are so precious and super sweet. So one of the new things that I'm doing is I usually do it. I just don't usually show off. I love tags. I was actually mentioning in the new in our new catalog that's going to starting September 6th, the new holiday catalog. There's quite a few fabulous tag sets, and I love tags. I was talking with another demo friend and about how I always have to get the tag sets because I am like a sucker for tags. I must have all the tag stuff in my stash. And she looked at me like, you make a lot of tags? Because I don't actually show off a lot of tags on the site. I'm like, I do love tags. I make tags. I love to make, like when I make a birthday card, I like to make a tag that matches to add to the present or the package that I'm doing. So I'm going to start showing you is those tags that I make. And I started with yesterday. I finally posted June's welcome in kit, which is super adorable. Like if you guys have that kit and you haven't made it yet, you totally need to. It's a great kit. It has some very fabulous elements to that paper pumpkin. Paper pumpkin just gets better and better. But I did make a kit with that, a tag with that kit. You can see that on my website. And I used the scalloped contour dies, which I love. Here is the tag that I made, and this is with the tailor-made tag dies. And I've just recreated what I just did here on the front of this tag with a little hello, and I added the little tag fastener hole enforcers, I think is what they're called, that are included in that die kit, that die set, tailor-made dies. And so I just did it in the old olive. I made one exactly the same size in that same designer series paper from that fabulous delightfully eclectic set, and then on the white tag. And then I added, this is just some linen thread through the top, and then I had a little of that fussy cut on the back, right? Those super cute tags. I love tags. So when I wanted to decide, I wanted to make a nice, simple card with this stamp set. Originally, I was taking a card class and they made one where they had the card front, and then they cut the card front in half, and then they made like a little stand up on the front. And then on this side, they, instead of adding like where I have the bird, they had like where you could write your message. But I was like, oh, I'll just put that on a card, and then um, I can have the regular card on the inside. Um, and have that on this side. And I of course went crazy with that designer series paper. I love this this one this one sheet. I had to have it everywhere. And those birds. I mean, how pretty are they? I just think they look so pretty with that pink. The and then this is the um, olive. It's old olive. The oval punch that does a scallop, the bigger scallop, and the littler one that fits in the middle. And so it it's folded flat like that, or you can, and I of course put the paper on the side there too. But yeah, so don't ever throw away any of those scraps. You should never have any scraps. You should use all of your designer series paper. And this is of course the other side of this designer series paper, is that stripe that I've added to the back. So that's another little fun fold. But oh my gosh, look at all the leaves that I cut out for this, and all of the birds. I did all of the birds, I think, on this one. I think I used every bird in this stamp set. Yeah, I did on here. So I just went crazy coloring them. It was so much fun. So I do love that. But this one is, you have a little taste of all that, all those leaves, and that super cute owl without having to do 1,000 of those little leaves. I do love them though. It's so pretty. Anyway, so it's very simple. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's card. And it is August. So we do have our kit collection is up to 30% off right now. So if this is a perfect time to try any of our kits. And if you look and it says currently unavailable, that means those kits will be back in stock. If you're looking for a kit and it's no longer there, then it's probably sold out. So they usually just will have the currently unavailable if they're going to come back. But now is a great time. We have that new kit, and I should be getting mine tomorrow. I'm so excited. The Christmas gift tag set, because again, I love tags. And there's like a little snowman on it. It's so cute. But anyways, all of our kits are 30%, up to 30% off this month. So August is a great time to try that out. And again, as it is August, for all those people that earned bonus days, $5 digital coupons last month, um, in July, you can now use them in August and checkout. You just put the little codes that they sent you for the digital coupons, and you just need to make sure you have a space between them, and you can stack them. You just need to make sure that if you use $15, say you have 3 $5 coupons, your total needs to be more than $15. So that's the only thing, but you can stack them up. You just need to make sure you use all of those digital coupons by the end of August, so by the 31st. Also, today is the 8th, so tomorrow So we got 2 more days. So the 10th is the last day for you guys to get your hands subscribe to the Meaningful Flowers Paper Pumpkin Kit. Oh my gosh, this looks gorgeous. Again, look at all those flowers. But it also, what's awesome about this set is that we get a bonus free stamp set that comes with your kit. So you're going to get 2 stamp sets. Um, the, the free set is actually going to be a distinctive lily pad. So you can see that they've on that this little what is that, a promotional picture here. You can see the little pink flowers, and those are like the lily pads. So that's what that looks like. And I love distinctive. We've done a few distinctive stamps in Paper Pumpkin, and they're always so super awesome. Love, love, love. So you guys have until the 10th to get that. And I think there are still even a few of those Fun in the Sun, which I will be getting my blog up about that probably tomorrow. After I've gotten today's card up, I will get July's fun cards up. Those are so super cute. But those Paper Pumpkin kits are still available. I've the refills. The refills are still available for that. And you know, we have so many beautiful beach themed stamp sets. You don't even really need the Paper Pumpkin stamp set to use that refill. So, and if you've never tried any of those kind of fun filled cards, that is a great way to do because they've already done all of the creating for you, and all the cutting and scoring. You just have to, fold it, which is much easier than trying to do it for the first time from just looking at a piece of 8.5 by 11 and being like, how do you cut this? So that's pretty awesome. Also, like I mentioned, tomorrow my pre-order comes. So if you are like me and don't like waiting, you can get your hands on any of the stuff from this mini catalog if you're a demonstrator, because demonstrators can pre-order until September 5th. This catalog goes live September 6th. So when you become a demonstrator, it's $99 for $125 worth of product, and that $125 of product, you can choose anything, whether it's clearance or from the annual catalog or online exclusives or even from this new mini catalog. So it's never been a better time to be a demonstrator. So if you're at all interested in taking advantage of that, I will have all my information in this blog post. So you can just give me you can email me and I can help you get that. Because oh my gosh, we'd love to have you on my team as well as get your hands on all this stuff. So gorgeous. So tomorrow is when I'll have mine. So look for that as my pre-order comes in. I'll do an unboxing. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed um, the pretty bird's eye view card. It's so cute. I love that. And it's got hello. I love that hello from the Irresistible Blooms. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And a great Tuesday. I'll probably be going to see Ninja Turtles again tonight. It was so much fun. We saw that last week. And if you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Like I said, comment. I will definitely love hearing from everybody, and I always try to comment and answer any questions that you have. So please do that. So thank you guys so much. Happy crafting. Bye.